Hey guys, what up? JY the Catalyst out with a quick, unrehearsed, unscripted. And in today's video, guys, I want to talk about the four human intelligences or the four human elements that make us who we are. And they are heart, mind, body, and soul. We need to make sure we are training each one of these elements evenly and equally. You know, so many of us spend a lot of time training the body, and then there's some of us that spend a lot of time training the mind. Through mind development and reading and continuous personal development. But not many of us, or nowhere near enough, spend enough time focusing on the heart or the soul, emotions, and our spiritual being. Because it's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do to get in touch with your emotions. You see, emotions is what rules us. Emotions is what drives us. Everything we do starts off from an emotion. It's an emotion that forces us to act. It's an emotion that causes us to do something. So it's the heart part of humanity is emotions, and it operates on emotions. And we need to understand those emotions and what triggers those emotions, because emotions ultimately lead to how we feel, and how we feel ultimately leads to the sort of action that we take. So understanding this and being in touch with your emotions and really training your emotional being by trying to understand why it is that you feel a certain way when something happens or someone says something, or something is triggered and you feel angry, or you feel happy, or analyzing those states of being, analyzing those emotions and understanding why you feel the way you do, and then being able to control those emotions. Because ultimately, if you can control the emotional state of who you are, if you can control the emotions, you will control how you feel. And if you can control how you feel, you will control how you react or behave on a conscious level. And then basically manipulating the outcome so that it suits your benefit and not someone else's, guys. So being in touch with your emotions, managing your anger, managing your wild emotional states. Anger is one of the main ones you need to understand how to control, because anger, when we act out of anger, 99% of the time we end up regretting our actions or the way we react to a situation when it's out of anger. So understanding what makes us angry and why we feel the way we do, because most times it is not about us, it is about the people. It's about it's how we perceive other people's opinions on us or their actions towards us. This is what makes us angry. So really, sorry, it's not about the other people, it's in us and how we choose to react to a situation. So controlling our emotional state, we are then able to control our feelings, we are then able to control our actions on a conscious level, ultimately changing the result. And then there's the spiritual state of who we are, the spiritual being, guys. I truly believe that a big part of depression is not listening to the spiritual side of who we are. I truly believe that depression can be overcome once you understand how to communicate with your spiritual being. Once you understand how to communicate with your soul, you are then able to control your depression or your anxiety. Because once you're in control, or once you're in contact and in communication with the higher self, with the higher self of being, once you understand that we are all one, connected to the one universal energy, and once you can tap into this energy, you will understand that nothing really matters, because you know you're safe, and you know you're ultimately going to live a happy life, because you're living your purpose and you're serving your purpose. And how do you get in contact with your soul? How do you get in contact with your spiritual sense? Well, it's easy. All that is required is just sitting still for 5-10 minutes a day and just trying to have a conversation like you would with a friend. Just having a conversation with yourself. That's all you're doing, really. You're just having a conversation with yourself and just checking in and just, how's it going? How's things going? What are we doing? Where are we headed? Why do we want this? What is this all about? And really analyzing everything that you are is getting in touch with your soul and with your spirit. And if you do this often enough, it becomes easier and easier. And then basically what happens is you become really good friends with you. You become really, really good friends with you, and you understand you just like you would understand a best friend. So then you're able to help you just like you're able to help a best friend. And that's what meditation is, guys. That's what meditation is. Meditation is sitting down and just talking to yourself, really, and trying to tap into a higher being, higher energy. And then what happens, guys, then if you're training your body, which everybody should be, guys, because the body is the vehicle that allows us to experience the world that we live in. So the body, it can be a limitation. If your body's not strong enough to drive you around, if your body isn't fit enough, if your body isn't strong enough, the life that you are going to experience is going to be affected. You know, how much life you can experience ultimately comes down to how strong physically you are. And then there's the mind. You know, how much life you experience is also an exact proportion to how big your mindset is and how big you can stretch your mindset. So what are you doing on a daily basis to train the mindset, you know? Are you visualizing? Are you thinking of things, are you thinking of the way things should be rather than the way things are? Are you focusing on being a bigger version of self? Are you stretching your limitations? Are you pushing yourself through some mental barriers that have been holding you back for so long? So once you start practicing these, guys, once you start practicing and really focusing on these four intelligences, guys. So we've got the mind, which is your programmed intelligence. We've got the heart, which is your emotional intelligence. Then we've got the body, which is your physical being. And then we've got your spirit or your soul, which is the invisible intelligence, because you can't see soul, you can't see spirit. And that is why this is why faith is so hard to achieve, and this is why so few of us have faith, because it's hard to believe in the invisible. You know, it's easy to believe in something that you can see. It's easy for me to believe in this phone or this chair or this bag behind me. It's easy to believe in these things because I can see these things. It's believing in the invisible, guys. It's believing in something that doesn't exist with so much intention and so much conviction. That's true faith, guys. And this comes from practice. This comes from practice. So when all these four intelligences are aligned, you become a powerful being, guys, because you are now operating on all four intelligences, guys. You are present in that same place, in that power. Heart, mind, body, and soul. You're aligned. You're not leaking energy. You're not here in heart, but your spirit is somewhere else. You are all in the same place. You're gathered in the same place as one being, right? And living life to the best possible. Living life powerfully. That's what I'm going to say. Is you're going to be living life powerfully because you're living life in all those four intelligences, guys. They are aligned, you know, ultimately making you an unstoppable machine, an unstoppable machine of achieving, of helping, of being, of, you know. But what it does do, guys, the main thing is that it forces you to be in the present, because you have to be in the present to experience all of these intelligences come together. You can't be in the future and you can't be in the past. So once you're in the present, guys, depression is eliminated, anxiety is eliminated, because these two really no longer exist. And the only thing that exists is what's here and now. The only thing that exists is what's in this present moment. And if you can be all that you can be in the present moment, then there's no need to worry about the future, because you're doing absolutely everything that you can to be wherever you are in alignment. And there won't be any anxiety or any depression or any regrets, because at any point in time you are being focused and you are being in the same place at the same time, all four intelligences, guys. And, you know, I don't want to get into it now, but we have also created a fifth intelligence, which is known to us as artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. This is this phone. This is the technology that we have. What we need to understand is that this is an extension of who we are, not who we are. Don't confuse artificial intelligence for who we are, guys. It's an extension of who we are. All we've done is we've extended our memory and we've put it up here somewhere. And now this thing up here is slowly starting to control and dictate who we are. And this is a big no-no, guys. It's a big mistake in my book. This is a big, what's the word I'm looking for? Insult to humanity, guys. This is a big insult to humanity, to allow something that we've created to then turn around and rule us, guys. And, you know, there's a very possible chance that artificial intelligence is going to rule the world one day. And we are going to be working for robots if we allow it. And if it keeps going the way it is, guys, it'll be an unstoppable force. But I don't want to get too much into that, guys. Just focus on the four intelligences of who we are, guys, and train them on a daily basis. Do a little bit of exercise, do a little bit of mindset development stuff where you can sit down and just try and stretch your brain and try and stretch your mindset and visualize things beyond what they are. And the other thing that you can do, guys, to get in contact with your emotional state, do something kind, do something nice wherever possible, and analyze your feelings, because emotional intelligence, guys, ultimately dictates your actions. So understand why it is that you feel the way you do. Pay close attention to your emotional states. Understand and analyze your emotional states. Why is it that you get angry when someone says something? Why is it that you get happy when someone says something? Why do you experience joy? Why do you experience... These are all emotional states. Understand these emotional states, because by understanding them, you can then dictate how you choose to feel when something happens, and then ultimately control how you react to situations. And then also your spiritual self, guys, your soul. Get in contact with who you are. Become friends with you so that you can help you, because ultimately, guys, we live with ourselves 24/7. You know, and whether you like it or not, guys, wherever we go, we take us with us. You know, we can't separate us, so to speak. So become good friends with who you are, and then nothing really matters, because you're happy within your own skin. And ultimately, guys, if you're happy in your own skin and you're happy with who you are, then you won't be angry with anyone else, because you truly love yourself. And if you love yourself, then you naturally will love everybody else, because we are all one. Truly, we are all one energy, experiencing life subjectively, but we are all one energy, connected to one energy, connected to one being, helping each other out, guys. So get out there and put some of this to practice. I digress. It's only because there's so much in here that I like to share, so much in here that I like to get out. So apologies if I digress. But I hope you enjoy these videos, guys. I keep bringing them out. I don't expect anything in return. All I ask is that you share it with somebody who you think can benefit from these videos, because that is ultimately my intention behind these videos, guys. My intention behind these videos is to bring them out so that you can share them with somebody who you think will benefit from them, guys. Because you know what? Mental health and depression and anxiety and all these things can be overcome. People just don't have the tools. People aren't given the tools to work on themselves. Because it's much more easier to sell somebody a prescription than it is to sell them a tool set, you know, a toolkit to do it themselves. It's easier to say, you know what, here, take this, and everything's good. But it's not good, guys. It's not good. It's a good temporary fix, but it is not a solution. True solution, guys, is understanding the laws of the universe, is understanding love, understanding compassion, understanding humanity, understanding God, understanding all these things, all these beautiful things that make us who we are. Thanks for watching, guys. If you watched this far, thank you. I appreciate your time. I hope I can bring some joy and happiness into your life, or into a life of a loved one. Please do share this video if you can, so we can spread a good thing across social media, guys, because you know, social media gets a bad rap only because a lot of us use it for the wrong purpose. When used for the right purpose, guys, it can be a great tool to spread a good message, to spread the good word. JY the Catalyst, as always, helping you live the life to the fullest as the best version of who you are. Peace, love and respect.